This theory, monetary exchange rate theory, has some different models. The first, that's a this one-type monetary model assumes that the domestic and the foreign currency can be fully substituted for each other. That is, in interest rate parity without collateral is established. Collateral. The supply and demand equilibrium can be achieved in two markets simultaneously. The flexible price monetary model is the first model. That is the primary model of modern exchange rate theory. The scholars include in this school include Franco, Musa, Curry, and Bilson. The exchange rate is the relative price of two countries' currency rather than the relative price of two countries' commodities. It relies on the assumption that the vertical supply curve and stable monetary demand functions, which is the function of other economic variables and parity, purchasing power parity. And the exchange rate is determined by three groups of variables. First is the relative money supply and the relative real income and relative interest rates. The monetary supply changes. In first condition on the right side of this chart, maybe you cannot see, but I can show you in this chart. The right side of the origin represents the relationship between monetary supply and demand and the price. And the currency equilibrium line is this Y0 and I0. Y0 and I0 means the income and the interest rates. The left side is from the original origin is the PPP line. That PPP line is holding the P prime constant, and the monetary expansion from M0 to M1, and then as a consequence, the price change from P0 to P1, and the exchange rate change from E0 to E1. In this way, the local currency depreciates. The second is caused by the relative real income changes. If the real income increases, the money demand will increase. And as a consequence, the local price depreciates and the purchasing power parity of exchange rates decreases. And in this way, the local currency appreciates. The third case is the relative interest rate change. In that way, the increase of interest rate will cause monetary demand decreases and the local price to increase and the local currency to depreciate. There are some shortcomings of this theory. First is it based on the PPP, that is purchasing power parity, which is failed in 1970s on the Western floating exchange rate system. And the monetary demand function is very comprehensive on reflecting change of demand on a currency. And Western countries has an unstable monetary demand. And it assumes the fully elastic price level. And the researchers shows that adjustment of commodity price is slower than the currency prices. That is, the price in the short term is stickiness. That brings us a theory that's called the sticky price monetary model or overshoot model by American economist Dorbush in 1970s. It overcomes the flaw of the flexible monetary price model. Instead, it assumes that adjustment speed of the commodity market is different from the currency market. That is, the price is sticky, and it is in this case it invalidates the purchasing power parity in the short run, and the economy transit from short-term to long-term equilibrium. In the long-term, equilibrium is achieved after the fully adjusted price, and its outcome in mid-term and long-term is the flexible model results. The rationale of this theory is that when the market are hit by the external shock due to the characteristic of commodity markets, for example, the lack of timely and accurate information, the commodity price adjusts slower in a sticky way. That is the sticky price. The financial market price adjusts quicker, though that the exchange rate reacts quicker to the shocks almost instantly. And the exchange rate over adjusts to the shock. That is, the exchange expectation changes deviate from the exchange rate of the purchasing power parity after the fully elastic adjustment. That is called the overshoot exchange rate. That makes the purchasing power parity invalid in the short term. And after a certain period of adjustment, the commodity price is ready. And the exchange rate adjusted from primary equilibrium to a new equilibrium. That is valid in the long term.